So dudes, Ubisoft got me footage for the new operator. Welcome to Operation... Oh, sorry, I almost got ahead of myself. Like I was saying, thanks again, Ubisoft. You might notice that the person playing is not me. Ubisoft's been kind of busy lately with all the stuff that they revealed at the panel today at Invite before the grand final. So we didn't have our typical little content creator sesh. But the twist is, I'm recording this video on Saturday, so I don't know what Ubisoft said today. I mean, now I do, because I watched it today. But today is yesterday. I'm recording this yesterday, tomorrow. My point is, I can neither confirm nor deny that statement. So to avoid going to Ubisoft jail, I'm just gonna talk about the stuff I have on my computer right now, which is this B-roll for the new op. She is our new attacker from New Zealand, and she comes equipped with Attacker Castle. Slash Rooney. Rauora is a doorway blocking operator equipped with the so-called Dom launcher, as opposed to what her defensive counterpart uses, the sub launcher. That's it. I'm incredibly lonely. From what I can tell, we have a launcher that can fire up to 4 sets of bulletproof mesh that go on door frames. This allows this attacker and her teammates to make strategic decisions that they normally couldn't. Whereas you may need a smoke grenade, you may need to lion call, you may need to throw a grenade. Any other kind of attacker utility might be necessary to make a certain kind of play. For instance, here we have the moto drop door. Here, just shoot a dom gate onto that door, and now you can proceed on to church. Right there, you also saw this player cut off the main stairs flank. And from what I can tell, this material works a lot like a castle barricade in the sense that you can't shoot it out, but you can put yin candelas through it, and I imagine fuse hockey pucks as well. Here we can witness footage of a Ubisoft developer being soundly murdered. I believe in his eagerness, Tricotome murdered fellow Ubisoft dev NC Jack with a fuse charge, trying to use it through the dom gate. Now, the component I'm still a little bit lost on is the actual operation of the gates. As far as I can tell, it's kind of like a Rooney here. You can shoot this little target, and the target, as far as I can tell, presents itself regardless of which side the gate is shot from. However, there is an important detail that I need you to notice. So we shoot these gates into position, right? This is the gate facing towards us, the attackers. Let's shoot it in the center there. Let's shoot it again so you can hear the sound cue. It has a very distinct sound cue. Oh yeah, she has a Glock 18, which is kick-ass. But yeah, look at the speed of shooting this gate from the front. Now look at the speed of shooting the gate from the back. And it has a distinct sound cue as it's rolling up. Here, let me play it again. So if you don't hear the gunshot, you'll hear the ba-ding, and you'll hear the like rolling, like strange noise for a human being to make. I'm sorry you had to hear that. Tubero actually doesn't have to shoot this open in order to ice it. Regardless of whether the gate is open or closed, icing a dom gate will roll it back up and keep it frozen, out of commission, unable to be used for the duration of the ice. So while this gadget does have a wide variety of applications and you have 4 charges out of the launcher, Rauora actually has a pretty decent amount of counters. Anybody with impacts, Tuberal, C4. You know who else can deal with this gadget? Jaeger Wamai. I imagine Wamai. I know Jaeger can for a fact based off of the footage that I have. I imagine Wamai, that would also be applicable. You can also EMP the gate with a bulletproof camera. As you can see here, top red, the typical top red kind of default bulletproof camera will make quick work of the dom gate. So it looks like this thing has a lot of counters. What are some high points of the new operator? Well, she has the 417 DMR, which is the best DMR in the game, baby. 20 rounds, 2-shot body shot at pretty much any distance, easy to control. Can't really complain there. You also got that little Glock. And as far as I can tell, breaching charges, as you can see in the bottom right corner of the screen. There's a lot to like here. And I would encourage anybody watching and thinking, geez, I mean, I get the idea, but you can shoot it open. What's the point? Because that's what I thought originally. I'd encourage you all to look at this. So we shoot it on the defending side, and it's slow. And if this is closed, like you would like it to be, I imagine what the attacker can do here is wait for an opportunity and then see how much faster this opens. Bit of a pause there. And the implication, I imagine, is that she's blasting away. after she shoots the gate open. So basically, the idea here, I think, is to bait and switch the defense a little bit. If you place the gate here, I mean, let's imagine you have a closed gate and the defense, you know, doesn't even really think about it that much and they don't really care if it's there in the first place. You can keep it closed, and then when there's an opportunity, shoot it open again and then go for an easy pick. The reaction time here, right, is going to be based on how much information you have ahead of time, whether or not you can, you know, swing off of the cover itself, whether you're going to get pre-fired if the defense is ready for it. There's a number of different factors here, but I think that more than just setting up static cover that just kind of sits there, I think what Ubisoft is trying to get at here is that you can get proactive with this gadget. You can have a gate sit there and kind of wait and conceal your intentions, and then when you're ready to strike, shoot it open. Boom, boom, boom. Right? So that's the idea, or at least that's what I think they're getting at. Let's hear what Rauora has to say for herself. She gets an M249, by the way, as you can see.
Panel's been jammed open. I've lost control.
So that's from the Tuberau interaction that you saw earlier. I think that implies that mute can also jam this device too, but I'm not too sure yet. You may have picked up on what's not an Australian accent. Rauora is from New Zealand, and she is a Maori woman. We got a bit of a tactical, sci-fi, Ghost Recon-y Tom Clancy sort of look going on here, reminiscent of Solus, I think. So not exactly evoking Halo, but the gadget is definitely very played up and very futuristic. I'd say that's the most futuristic aspect of her kit. But the rest of her actual design is, you know, relatively tame and pretty tactical. No flag patch, so I'm wondering if she's either a mercenary or part of a fictional unit within the Siege verse, you know, kind of how they did with Thunderbird, where she's a part of the North Star Aviation. Bit of a diva with her nails painted in the action zone, which is okay. And as you can see, Ubisoft made her automatic handgun a focal point of the marketing here, of the key art. But that's kind of all I got from the B-roll footage. So here's where I stand with this new character. I am appreciative of characters on attack that can occupy defensive backline roles in a way that isn't cheap or baity, so that players can just sit in the back and pretend to help, right? Because that's kind of what Callie suffers from sometimes. She has a limited amount of circumstances in which she can really get a ton of value. And I think that having a fast or a slow animation, depending on which side the gate is opened from, is a smart balancing kind of lever. If they eventually find that when the defense shoots the gate and it opens, it's a little too fast, right? They can change that. They can modify that. If the attack gets too much of a jump from shooting the gate, they can adjust that as well. If the gate is too easy to destroy, they can always add a little bit more health. Giving her the best freaking DMR in the game relegates her to a relatively backline role, but if you're cracked on the sticks, you can still make work of it. And as far as I can tell, that DPS for short range on the Glock 18 is really nice. A lot of people will probably think being able to shoot the gate open is a little bit underpowered. I think without it, she'd be overpowered. The defense needs to have some kind of response. And regardless, this is still a pretty decent delay tool, because as you can see here, the Frost is having a hard time retaking the site because she had to deal with the silly thing in the way. So I think that's the reason that Rauora gets 4 of them and not like 2. There are plenty of clips in this B-roll that Ubisoft gave me of defenders just shooting it and no one looks at the gate. So I imagine that in a competitive environment, you know, people are going to be really, really conscientious about these things and keep an eye on them, because if a gate is opening, that's still information, right? That's still saying, hey, there's a person here. So no matter what, you still get some information value out of it, even if you find it somewhat limited, right? You have to deal with them with an explosive, because the fuse charge, as you saw earlier, destroyed the gate completely, right? It was gone from the door frame. So that leads me to believe that conventional explosives are the only way to take these things out. And if that's the case, you can still play a little game of chicken, right? You can still play a little bit of cat and mouse, because if you shoot the gate, that little target closes up during the animation. So there's a little bit of back and forth there, I think, in terms of like, oh, I'm going to shoot it open. Well, actually, I'm just going to shoot it closed again. I'm a big fan. I think I'm going to play Rauora a lot. And as soon as she's available on the test server, I'm going to be streaming that. So check out my Twitch. Link is on my channel description thing, you know, where it keeps all the social links and all that. Let me know what you guys think about the new operator in the comments below. I'm really curious to see what you guys think. And I'd love to do a video talking about the actual year 10 roadmap as they reveal it with the reveal panel. And that follow-up video will be released very soon. So subscribe if you haven't already for when that video comes out. I'll catch you guys on the flip. Thanks for watching again. And thank you again, Ubisoft, for giving me something to talk about with this footage here. Deuces.